my life. Welcome back to Andertons TV. My name's Lee, that's Pete, and we've broken a microphone already because we're playing so loud.
The face, the like and subscribe face. Wow.
Leo Fender, obviously, probably best known for making that shape and this shape.
What shape? I was wondering where he got that from.
But did you know that before Leo Fender even attempted to make an electric guitar, he owned a shop and he was repairing radios and stuff like that. And it was actually amps and pickups that kind of came first. And that's kind of what we're talking about today. Is this the most famous one, the Deluxe?
I think so.
Is the Deluxe Reverb is kind of the most famous, or is the Twin, or maybe the Bassman?
Yeah, I don't know.
Famous, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all famous.
I guess, yeah, look, in fact, it's testament really to just how amazing the impact Fender's been on sort of rock and roll, as actually the amps are all famous, right? You know, Princeton's, Champs, Deluxes, Twins, Bassmans, Supers, everything.
Yeah, there's so many.
I think what was interesting is generally speaking, the amps in the early days, and I'm talking about in probably the first 10 or 15 years, went through like a tweed, a brown face, and a black face era as they kind of, I think, kind of found the sound that they became iconic for. And if
more features as well, right?
Absolutely. If you think that someone like, I don't know, a John Mayer or some of those really clean, scooped, sparkly sounds.
Low end and top end. Like
if you think that's the Fender thing, and I think many people do, that was actually later. Right, so that was sort of blackface era captured that beautiful, sparkly kind of sound. And prior to that, it was pretty rock and roll. And it's kind of cool because today Fender are releasing a reissue of a sort of a precursor to the famous kind of Deluxe Reverb, which I'm using here. And they've reissued the brown face 62 Deluxe, which is a different kind of circuit, slightly less controlled, no reverb, but still kind of a relatively low-powered 1x12 combo. It's actually a little narrower, isn't it, by the look? Or is that
it's kind of, it's got a smaller body on it, hasn't it? It's more like I don't even know.
Now, you mentioned before that sort of brown face era maybe wasn't your sort of favorite kind of bag but what do you think when you plug into an amp like that?
Well, these amps just needs to be absolutely cranked to bejeebus, I think. I've got an amp where it's not these are 20, so I've got a 28 watt, like with the circuit of a brown face, but it's a black face mixture at home, right? So this tone control is different. It's doing something else than a tone control, which I can't really explain because I don't solder it up. So, but it's very, very different from this.
So that's all you've got, right? You've got volume and tone, whereas I would have had volume, treble and bass and reverb.
Yeah, and I've got the little brown switch here. Looks like a little areola, isn't it?
He's played in goal for West Ham for the last few seasons. So
I thought it was Areola Ramazzotti. Isn't that Italian singer, opera singer, Areola Ramazzotti?
I think he's left now, so we can say it. Right.
So there's two channels, normal channel and a bright channel, with both an input 1 and input 2, and I would expect that input 1 is slightly more hot and 2 is slightly
that's right.
dampened down. Right?
Yep.
I'll take the reverb off, because there is no reverb in this, so it's a...
Right, so
it's not easy to play this amp. So we go back into normal.
Well, I think it's worth showing, like, what's the sound like with the volume at, say, a quarter or a third? Because that's probably where people would expect to put it to get a clean. So there you go.
Yeah.
Pretty honky, but pretty clean.
So you will probably hear...
Do you know what, Mr.
I was just about to say... you'll probably hear this with a Telecaster.
Well, I was going to say we'll swap amps as we go through this.
Yeah, I prefer this shape anyway. There's something about the other shape that's making me a bit uncomfortable.
I haven't got a stand. It's very rock and roll.
It's the Brits pickup. See what I mean? It's different from it works different from a tone control, right?
Plug in. Because if you'd have just said to me, blindfolded, what amp am I playing? I'd have absolutely told you had a little Marshall or something like that from there.
But that's where they come from, isn't it? Because Marshall, they couldn't sell the Marshall in the...
Well,
that's a long story. I'm in yours now.
So you're, oh yeah. So let's...
Go in the normal. So we're both in normal.
So there's no
fiddly
reverb
faddly
now, is it? Way more headroom, way cleaner.
You got the clear, the top and the low end,
brighter.
There, right? I can hold it here because I've got these. See?
Mogami.
Mogami. So it's just the mid-rangey, hunky. So you don't get the top end. Till you round that side. On my one at home, I do run it about that. But you can kind of. And then reverb, it's not happy when it gets reverb into it. But you can kind of control it if you're a little bit gentle on the reverb. That thing, it sounds amazing.
I think it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
but this is where it needs to be. So you just need to crank the bejeebus out of it.
So what I really like is it gets a little bit louder up to about number 5.
Yeah.
Then it hits a point where it's really clipping and it can't get much louder, and then it just gets more distortion.
It's just
so let's go number 5.
Noisier.
What does this one sound like on a similar...
It does a similar thing.
I think it breaks up very differently.
Yeah, but it does a similar thing. It doesn't have that...
Much bassier.
Some trebles.
More treble.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I think I like the amp distortion more of the brown.
Of this one, yeah.
I think.
Hang on.
Do you think it sounds? Is it just me, or does it sound Rolling Stonesy?
Oh, it sounds very Rolling Stonesy.
I think it does, doesn't it?
It does. This doesn't. It's a completely different amp.
Yeah.
It's amazing that actually that it's the same amp, but how much it's developed in just 3 years. Because that's 62,
I mean,
that's 65, right?
I want to just crank this up a bit more.
Yeah, crank it, man. I don't think they played that kind of stuff, did they? What was it playing on? Listen to the overtone harmonies. I'm getting a fourth in. You know, I'm not That's weird, isn't it? I'm getting that note. Why is it so weird? I'm getting... Why am I getting the fourth in there? No.
Is it that it's such an iconic riff we can just hear it? Let me just very quickly, if you use the second input, it's a slight pad on the volume, so it's a little less aggressive.
I don't understand. I understand. I'm not playing that note.
But you liked the bright channel, didn't you? Because I think it is a bit, if you want overdrive. I tell you what, obviously the other thing that's kind of weird in these days is overdrive, maybe by early 60s a little bit more, but in the early days, overdrive was bad, right? Like, please don't make my amp overdrive. But now we love it. So here you go.
Why am I hearing that overtone and that note and that chord? I'm not playing this. I'm not playing that note, man. What is going on? Here. I'm not playing that note anywhere.
This has freaked him out. I've got it. Only because...
Get a modeler to do that, bro.
Obviously, I love this idea that, you know, back in 1962, if you'd have bought this amplifier, there was no overdrive pedal. It didn't exist. And then kind of like the first one that came along was the Maestro Fuzz.
Yeah.
And I've got one, and it's on the floor, and we've looped it through this Una 29 thing so that it's only... at the moment, it's completely bypassed from the circuit, but when Pete kicks the blue pedal, the fuzz pedal kind of comes in.
It's so awesome. It's so good. I just play all day. There's something I'm trying to figure out what's here. Because
I kind of didn't want to. I didn't want to interrupt you there, but
I'm just trying. I'm listening for all these harmonies. That's special.
Doesn't it remind you of, maybe not remind is the wrong word, but it gives me like, again, AC15 kind of vibes where you just crank it.
Yeah.
And it's so rich in everything, and then you do everything from
you just play.
Tones and.
I was trying to.
I would love. I just love the idea of that as a little rock and roll amp.
But it is a little rock and roll amp. In a studio scenario, if you're looking for that kind of broken tone,
I think there's. I do feel that players, particularly like Joe Bonamassa, I think, has probably done more to re-educate guitar players of my generation and younger that this is a great, like Fender make great overdrive sounding amplifiers. Yeah. I kind of feel like, me growing up as a guitar player in the sort of 80s, it was sort of clean sounds from here.
Yeah.
You wanted to be Larry Carlton or B.B. King or whatever, you had your big clean sound.
Michael Landau.
Overdrive sounds from Marshalls. And yet, it didn't always have to be like that, right?
I don't think these were popular in the 80s. I think it sort of went away.
Oh, totally.
I think this kind of sound has come back after we've seen that kind of band come back. That's the reverb from the Flint. And you got a classic tremolo. Right, so no pedals.
Just, we've got this cranked up a little bit. Shall I turn the vibrato off?
Can I have a bit more reverb? Because these have got the best reverb ever, so. Listen to that.
But, okay, so now go back to that one and then you have to choose one. And you have to choose as well. What was your favourite? Comment below.
Exactly, so. I feel like an Esquire would be good. I'll put a bit of reverb. I don't know, man.
That's a tricky thing, isn't it? You can get the reverb nice if you're playing quiet,
soft.
But as soon as you crank it.
I mean, for something that I would probably take that because overall it's more usable with pedals and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. But just as a one-trick pony, and it's the best pony you can pick, absolutely, man. It sounds amazing.
I must admit, I was really loving that. If you could just find a way of getting reverb on that nicely. I suppose you could put it in after, couldn't you? Or whatever, but it's like, oh, that is so
Have you seen the cover it comes with as well, just behind before we go?
I was just saying, it looks like, what were those little characters in Star Wars that used to wear the brown robes? It looks like you get one of those with it, basically. But I'm assuming it's not a cosplay thing, it is a cover. And you get the nice little brown foot. Jawas? Shabba! Anyway, that's it. 1962 Deluxe, 1965 Deluxe Reverb.
Absolutely.
They're not dissimilar prices. No. This one's a little bit cheaper, but you take your picks.
If you have one of those, you absolutely should get one of those because it's... And then the 60, what's the last 68
rig,
one?
That's your wet rig. 68 is the silver face, isn't it? Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Like and subscribe, mother fathers.